Welcome to We Need to Talk Now, presented by AT&T. I'm Alicia J, and I'm here with Erica L. Ayala. And we have a very, very special guest, straight from PayPal Park, watching the NWSL Championship. Ali Riley, thank you so much for joining us. I know it's been a long day.
No, we had so much fun out here. Almost everybody is gone, but we're just keeping the vibes rolling here.
Yeah, well, tell me, since you brought up vibes, tell me what the vibe was like today in PayPal Park.
It was electric. It was so loud, and I didn't know what it would be like when you play at a neutral market. And obviously, Bay, they're not in the championship, but I had a good feeling as the weekend progressed that people were going to show out. And I saw fans not just in Spirit and Gotham merch, but repping Angel City, my favorite, obviously, and Bay and Houston and Portland. And they all came out tonight, and it felt super full. It was super loud. And when Gotham lifted that trophy, when Trin came onto the field, it was electric.
It definitely was. I sadly was listening to the goal outside of the arena because I had to come back here to get set up for the podcast.
Oh my gosh.
But I did get to, experience what you just said. Like, it was electric. People from every single team, like they were repping it. It was just so much fun to be a part of that. And I think it's really a testament to where women's soccer has, it's exploded on every level, and as it should. And so it was just really fun to be there. Definitely a moment that I loved. And I just want to tell everybody out there, make sure that you're locked in for all of these moments, because we're going to have more shows like this moving forward. We're going to be really diving into this championship, but make sure you're locked in because, you don't want to miss any of this in the future. So subscribe, like, comment. We're live right here, so make sure that you're making all the comments so that we can be in conversation with you in a moment. But Ali, let's talk about that first half of the match. I personally like the little bit of chippiness that I saw because we're in a championship and that's what you want. But what were you feeling as you're watching the first part of this match?
I mean, Washington had a chance 2 minutes into the game. So I suddenly thought, whoa, what is this going to look like? But as the teams settled in, it was a little bit slick out there. I think you could see the grass coming up a little bit, but I think Gotham was the team that settled in first. But I don't think we saw any shots on target in that first half, but there was some great defending moments. I just think the players on these two teams were really, really ready for this occasion. So it almost felt like a little bit of a stalemate. So we were curious to see what adjustment each of these two very, very motivational and talented coaches would do at halftime.
Absolutely.
And do you think, I'm sorry, Alicia, I just wanted to ask Ali, do you think that this matchup really was as advertised, where it was this offensive powerhouse and juggernaut versus a defensively minded team in Gotham? And you talked about at the half, what were the adjustments? Did you see that one team was able to make those adjustments? I mean, even just putting aside some of the injuries, unfortunately, that we'll have to talk about, but how did you think Gotham came out in that second half?
Gosh, I think both teams came out again looking like maybe anything could happen, but losing Hal Hirschfeld was definitely a blow to the spirit, and you hate to see it. It's part of the game. It's such a tough part, seeing her crying, seeing her try to come on. The way the goal was scored, I mean, Bruninia did such a great job. That was an adjustment, obviously. Lily Real, Rookie of the Year, but got a yellow card, and as a fullback, especially going against some of these attackers the Spirit have, was risky. And I think that was a really smart substitution. And she ended up being the hero, doing the 3 step-overs outside of the foot to Rose Lavelle. And what a brilliant finish. So I think some of the adjustments were tactical. Some, unfortunately, were due to injury. But when you do have two teams like this, I do think that Gotham was able to shut down Washington Spirit's attack. And that's not something maybe we would have known going into this. Washington has such a good run of form. They felt confident going into this game. But in the end, Rose Lavelle, she'd never lifted this trophy before, MVP of the match. And we're all really, really happy for her.
Well, you spoke about, her not lifting the trophy before so many years, obviously, in the league. What are your thoughts on finally seeing a player that we know that should be a champion, right? Lift that trophy. What were you feeling when you saw that?
Well, she has won a lot of trophies. That's why it was so surprising that she hadn't won the NWSL yet. And she's so many young players' favorite player. She's so exciting to watch. And she just kept saying that it was all about the team. These players are so humble. We heard it over and over again at the awards show that all of these players were just thanking the staff and the coaches and their teammates. And so she was humbled to the very end. Kelly even tried to get her to say, like, yeah, I did that goal. I knew it was going in, but it was always credit to her teammates. So I think she also is the second oldest MVP. I feel that. I'm like, good job, Rose, repping for the old.
Come on now.
Yeah, I think that such a talented player, and she plays with that freedom, that expression that we love to watch. And the goal, it was such a good finish. That type of technique, I'm like, anyone watching, that is something that you should aspire to, because she came up clutch in this huge moment. And I have to admit, I predicted Spirit to win the game, so I can't take any credit, but I am really happy for Rose. She is so lovely. Did the pre-match interview with us and gave us her time. And so, yeah, I hope she's celebrating and going crazy tonight.
Well, Erica and I can't take any credit either, but we did pick Gotham to win. We did.
There you go.
And
we did.
And I'm going to say, to be honest, I'm from Portland, so I am a Thorns fan, like, just full disclaimer. However, one of the reasons why I picked them is just going from, and we're just going to use this, but like worst to first, right? Like, and just the story that they had this year, and just the grit that they have, I mean, they're not underdogs. I don't want to get dragged for that, because
we're good to be called an underdog.
Right, too good.
At this point, they've already raised the trophy. That is
exactly.
That ship has sailed.
Even before, though, come on. Even at the end of the season,
right?
I mean,
fair.
Yeah, but when you do see a team that has had the season that they had lift a trophy, what is that like? Because I know that I'm like proud of them for doing what they've done this year.
Obviously, beating Kansas City was huge, and that was when the underdog my ass, and they really believed in themselves. They're resilient. I think Jerian Jenkins was saying that was the word for her that really described this team. And that's the beauty of playoffs and American sports. It's not over till it's over, and if you make the playoffs, anything can happen. And Katrin Berger said to us at the desk after, it could come down to who gets the better sleep the night before. It does not matter what happens in that season, because when it comes down to a night like tonight, it's who's going to be better over the 90 plus minutes. And Gotham did that.
Yeah, and you know what I find so interesting, whether we look at Gotham FC or the predecessor, of course, Sky Blue FC, there has been so much adversity that those New York, New Jersey teams have had to come through to get to championships. I mean, right, we can go back to player coach Rampone, right? And then coming through all of Sky Blue FC history. I mean, I think about Mandy Freeman. She came to that program as a rookie, now as a captain, hoisting the trophy. I mean, just a great story. And unlike Alicia, I'm from New York, so I 100% claim Gotham FC, especially because, I don't know, last time they won, the New York Liberty also were able to bring home a title. So we just want as many ticker tape parades in New York City as possible, right?
No, absolutely. And I was thinking about this game too, and obviously Rose Lavelle, without a doubt, MVP, scores the goal, everything. But is there another X factor, Ali? I'm really curious that you would want to point out when it comes to this Gotham championship win.
I think if we look at their playoff run, we have to talk about Jaedyn Shaw. She got them to the final, but Emily Sonnet's
I thought you were going to say that. Yes.
Was I think, why they won without being the person who scored the goal. And Ann-Katrin again said she celebrated like they scored a goal. That's how important that was. That's how inspirational and motivational a moment like that is. And Emily Sonnet's kind of known for them. It's so funny. She popped up and like looked so unfazed after she potentially just saved the championship for them. So that moment, obviously, as a defender, that stands out to me. And it was just like, it's mind-blowing, that play. I need to watch it again, over and over again. We were saying we want to see the photos from that, because I don't even know what way she's facing when she blocks it. And it was really good play, really good combination and interchange from the Spirit. And that's what we've seen. They can do these little flicks and tricks, and they combine so well, but Sonnet was there to save the day.
Come on, Sonnet, let's do that. Well, listen, the match was electric, like you said. Definitely, we just watched Gotham FC win the chip. But this entire week, there was a lot of new things when it comes to the NWSL in this championship week. And one was the awards. And I was there at the awards covering. I know you were at the awards too, I believe, as well. And so when you look at something like that, you know, as somebody who obviously has been to many championship weeks and participated and obviously been entrenched in women's soccer, what do you think this says for the sport and also just women's sports in general when it comes to having this first ever awards?
Oh my gosh, it's a testament to the growth of the game. It's a testament to this league and the investment in the league. For me to be able to be on that blue carpet and rep AT&T and get supported and get paid to be a part of this amazing moment for my sport. It's so special for the players to be celebrated who were nominated and finalists, but also the players all around this championship weekend who are part of activations and could make money because of the investment of sponsors like AT&T. And so it was really special for me. Obviously, just retired 2 weeks ago, and to be able to come out and still be part of this. And the game is in such a different place than it was when I was drafted in my rookie season. And I feel really, really proud, and I feel hopeful, and it just gets bigger every single year. And yeah, we're kind of like, oh my gosh, how have we not had this before? Because it went so well, but it elevates, it amplifies everything that we do. And I think the show, obviously I haven't seen the televised version because I was there and I was backstage interviewing the winners for most of the show. But these players, these women are amazing, and they deserve this spotlight. They deserve this investment. And so the awards show was a huge part of that. I can't wait to see how it evolves and how it gets bigger and better every season. But for me, it was definitely a highlight of this whole, not just weekend, but kind of the week leading in that we got to experience.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm just blessed to be a part of it. I tell so many people, I love women's sports. I can't say that I'm versed completely in every single one of them. And soccer, I played basketball, so that's something I'm strong in. But soccer is something that I am so thankful that I am learning more about every day, and that I would for me to be a part of that was one of the highlights of my career. I will definitely say that, because
I'm so glad.
It just shows how much women's soccer women's soccer has definitely been a leader in inequality for women. And so for women's soccer in the NWSL to have this first awards and to be a part of it was historic for me. It was historic for me. So, and it sounds like it was historic for you. And we're just so thankful that you were even able to give us a couple minutes of your busy championship week right here on We Need to Talk Now. So thank you so much, Ali.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. I mean, and listen, you're still at PayPal Park. I hear people in the background. So have a good night. Have some fun. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. Time to finish my bevy here.
Yes. Come on with it. I'm not mad at it. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a good night for sure.
You too.
Well, we're about to bring Erica back in. Come on, Erica, you
Hey,
just disappeared on me for a minute.
I know. I got so excited, and I really wanted to know it. I was gonna ask Allie, has Kelly gotten into the beverage? Because we heard that on the broadcast. So sounded like, they wanted to celebrate with Shaw. But that was awesome to be a part of that. Allie, as she said, literally just retired and then gets to be a part of this on the other side of things. She's had a great career. I love that she brought up Emily Sonnet. I know I was like, that definitely stood out to me. But you know me, I'm always going to look at defense. So
yes. No, I mean, defense went well. We won't get into that. But anyways, defense is where it's at. But no, I absolutely love, the Sonnet call out, obviously. And just the fact that, she just retired, right? She's seen it all. And to talk about like the awards and like what's happening in the whole week, I just think it's really a testament to the growth of everything. So it was beautiful to hear her. I was just sitting back here just taking that all in when she was saying it, because, people might be like, oh, awards, it's not a big deal. No, it is a big deal to have a televised awards on the sport and highlight these women who have, just put it all on the line for their sport. So it was great to be a part of, for sure. I wish you could have been here, Erica, so you could have seen it.
I mean, maybe next time, we get the crew out there, but y'all were holding it down. I mean, everyone has been amazing. It's so great to be a part of the network, right? That's putting all of this on, and that has really been carrying the banner when it comes to soccer, sure, but women's soccer has a special place in my heart as well. But, similarly to you, come from basketball, as also dabbled in hockey when I got my start as a sports journalist. But the very next thing were those Sky Blue games. And so, like, again, seeing Mandy Friedman come up, Sky Blue going through what they went through, for those who don't know, lots of turmoil, organizational stuff, and then coming out the other end with Gotham now with not one, but 2 championships.
Yeah.
I'm with it. But, I think another thing that's interesting, Alicia, is the journey, right? And Allie kind of talked about that. She couldn't separate this championship from what we saw in a player like Jaedyn Shaw.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so many, like, I'm looking at all the notes, right? And I was there, but there's so many storylines when it comes to Gotham, like so many different storylines, like from Rose, finally winning the NWSL Championship and adding to all the trophies, like Ali said, that she already has. And literally just, there's something about being a team that people are overlooking, or being a team that has gone through a bunch of ups and downs. I mean, we saw that with the Aces this year. A lot of people counted them out and they came back to win. So there's something about those types of stories. That is what sport is all about to me. Is, anyone can get it. And just like Ali also said, sometimes people sleep better the night before and it has an impact, and so sports, all of those things are what makes sports, why we watch them. And so
100%.
I mean, my hats are off to Gotham FC, or my hat is off to Gotham FC.
Every single one of them.
Yeah, every single one of them. Because, it's not easy to do what they've done this year. I don't care. Any team winning the chip, it's not an easy thing. So I will say, I do hate to see the injuries on Washington. Not to say that I don't like to, people say when there's an injury, like, oh, it could have impacted it this way and whatever. The team won who should have won. They won. Like, but I still hate to see, the injuries and how, and with Trinity, definitely don't like to see that when it comes to a championship.
No, not at all. And I hear what you're saying with regard to injuries, because again, it's a part of sport. It's a part of the game. The injury, though, to Hal Hirschfeld, I don't think, Alicia, that people should necessarily tie the goal that we saw to Hirschfeld returning to the field, because we saw her go down. She was treated on the pitch. then went to the side of the pitch. And at least from the broadcast perspective, the camera kept zooming in as you saw that she was trying to stretch and trying to jog and just moving very gingerly. But she finally does get back onto the pitch so that she eventually can be subbed out. And it's just around that time that, and Ali talked about it, right? The Benigna dancing over the ball and then just lays the ball off, and Rose Lavelle with the left foot coming in. Now, the thing, if you do watch, Hal was there and moving slower than usual, was probably the defender closest there to maybe intercept that pass. And she wasn't the only player there. Washington, kind of their defense broke down. They were definitely mesmerized, so it looked like, by the move. And that's exactly why you want your attackers to pull out wide and then cut sharp towards the net. And it worked. That ball was laid perfectly to Rose Lavelle, who stayed back until she saw her seam. So I personally don't think that Hal should take the brunt for that goal. Yes, she happened to be in the area. You could definitely argue, if she's healthier, does she get there a little bit quicker? Ultimately, I don't know if that honestly would have mattered. Yeah. I think that it was just a good play, and Washington got caught ball watching a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, I didn't watch it in person, but I did watch it on the phone, and it was beautiful.
It's a beautiful, I mean, that's soccer, that's football, right? The Trinity Rodman injury is, unfortunately for her, it feels like this whole season has been about her overcoming injury, coming back from an injury, then having a back injury, having to come back, and get some minutes just in the last game for the Spirit to even get to the final. And even before she went down for the last time in stoppage, it looked like maybe she got a little bit jostled. This was a physical match for sure. Both sides, they definitely were feeling each other. I think, it's tough because you have a player like Trinity Rodman. If she can give you 5%, 15%, you want 100% of what she can give, right? That's how transformational, that's how impactful a player like that can be. But it comes, with a give and take, because if you're working through an injury and then you get hurt again, the cold weather, the stakes being what they are, it's tough. It's tough. So it's not the way you want things to end for Washington, especially knowing that last season they came up short against Orlando. But that's the heartbreaking side of sport. But we also know that this can positively impact down the road some of these players, especially some of the younger players. If this Washington team can bring some of their players back and have a core, you mentioned the aces before. That's exactly what happened to A'ja Wilson. A'ja Wilson doesn't become, a three-time now? And I don't know. I lost count, Alicia. Three-time MVP.
Yeah.
Defensive two-time, three-time defensive player of the year.
She's been doing it all.
Right. I might give her a few extra just forward thinking. But my point is that, what steeled her to have that discipline and to know what it takes to win are the losses. Absolutely. Are the losses that the Aces had before Becky Hammon took over, and that team was in a position to play more unified. So maybe that's what will happen here with Washington. You do hope that they get healthy, though.
Yeah, you definitely hope they get healthy. It's going to be interesting to see if they have what players they have coming up, because there's a lot of conversation around Trinity and where she may go. Some people were saying that this may be the last, match that she has on the Spirit and in the NWSL. So that conversation is something we'll definitely explore in future episodes. But it will be really interesting. And this is the second year in a row, if I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong, Emma, but this is the second year in a row that they've come to the championship.
Washington.
That Washington has come to the championship and not, gained the championship. So they definitely have a lot of fuel for future seasons.
Yeah.
And
got to get a scoring touch, right? They've
Yeah.
lost 1-0 in both of those finals. And so having the presence of mind to attack at the right times, which is something throughout the season Washington's been able to do, but maybe that's also where defense comes in and hunkering down at the right times, which again, Emily Sonnet, like I am with Allie. I want that on a loop. Like if I could hang it, somewhere for posterity, I would do it because I just love it. Also, I love that Kate talked about how it was a hockey block. Hockey blocks are like, because she looked like she was sliding and kind of like squirming out of the way, to Allie's point. Like she was like, which direction did she come from? Where did she go? Like it was wild. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like this, like, tuck and roll kind of block situation, a hockey block. But I loved that. But yeah, I think it's going to be great. This is a great way to end the NWSL season on a high note. A team, that went from, I think they said 8 to great on the broadcast, which I love. This is now the lowest seed that Gotham has been in route to a championship. They did it first as a 6 seed, and now they've done it as an 8 seed. So they're like, hey, give us 12 next year, and see what we do.
Okay. Like when Jaedyn said underdog my ass, she wasn't playing games. And that's just the truth. That's the truth. Well, I just wanted to end, Erica, just to kind of wrap things up for this NWSL season and just the experience that I personally have had here. There were so many highlights. We talked about with Allie the NWSL awards, and that was phenomenal to be a part of. But we also had a fantastic interview with Bri Scurry and Brandi Chastain together in the same room. And I remember watching that 99 World Cup match. And yeah, chills for sure. Something I don't think any of us will ever forget. I don't care if you are a young soccer player, somebody has told you about that match and what went down. And to have both of them, and also just what they've continued to do in soccer and continue to accomplish in both of their careers has been phenomenal. But to sit down with both of them in the same room and to share stories, and they actually had a moment where, Brandi got really emotional because and you'll have to watch the interview. It's actually up on YouTube right now, the full length interview. So definitely check it out. But she got emotional because Bri said something that she never knew, in that interview. So it was a moment that I know I'll never forget. It was a moment that everybody in that room just came out like, wow, we just experienced that. And just to be in the room with two of my personal soccer legends is something I'll never forget. And in addition to that, Erica, people were saying both of our names out there in those NWSL streets, giving us our props.
Well deserved. Well deserved, Alicia. Yeah, I know you've been working, so I love it.
Well, thank you. As you work so hard as well, Erica, and we've been working on this together. And for people to stop us and say, or well, me, but it's us, even though you ain't there. You know what I'm saying? But to stop me and say that, thank you for what you do. We watched the pod. There was a whole family from Portland that we met today that said they watched the pod. I know. I was like, don't make me cry out here. But it's just really amazing. And I just want to say a special shout out to, I'm not going to say her full name because I don't know if she wants it on here, but Kim, you know who you are. So we were at the skills challenge, and there was this thing where you put in quarters and you get out like a sticker of an NWSL player. Oh. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I don't carry quarters, and Emma was with me. And Emma was with me, and she didn't carry them either. And so Kim, shout out to Kim.
Okay.
She came and gave us some quarters so we could get our sticker, and it was really awesome. So I had to give a shout out because I said,
I know that's right.
You gonna give me some quarters? Yeah, but she
first.
Yeah, okay, but went down in there and got us some quarters, but she
Aw.
also listens to the pod. So Kim, thank you so much. It was amazing, but it was so cool meeting everybody. And, you know, we do this pod and we love it and we're passionate about it. And we're doing it from, you know, living rooms and, you know, different places. And we don't really get to venture out, but going to this championship, we felt the love. And we just want to thank each and every one of you. And each and every one of you watching right now too. So, and Emma, thanks you too. Emma has been working so hard on this pod this whole time too. And so all the thanks from you goes to all of us. So we're just so thankful. And it was awesome to meet all of you. So I just had to say that, Erica, because I love it. Meeting everybody was so cool. Like,
this is how I do hearts, because you know I'm of a certain age. How the young folks do? I can't do all that.
I don't know. My hands
I'm
are
gonna stay with what I know. I'm gonna stay with what I know.
But that's for all of you. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching here every single week, multiple times a week sometimes, you know what I'm saying, and watching all the interviews and everything. So make sure that you're locked in if you're not, because we want to continue to stay connected. And we can't wait to meet y'all too out here on these streets. Like, what's the next big event? We'll be there. You know,
I'm telling you, we got NCAA. Obviously, we'll see what's going down with WNBA, and y'all already know when you're ready to do that hockey. You let me know, because I'm ready. Okay.
Okay. We look, Emma. We need to get something on the books. We need something on the books. But as for the NWSL season, it has been fantastic to cover it. It has been a fantastic season. Congratulations to Gotham FC. And thank you guys for staying up this late and watching this episode of We Need to Talk Now, presented by AT&T.